welcome back to another episode of the Me Podcast with your host, Daniel Bryan. Today is our second episode of the Women's of Excellence series that I'll be doing on my channel. Today, we have a special guest with us, Alaina Brock. Alaina Brock is a current student at North Carolina A&T State University and majors in food science. I'm very excited to have her on, so with no further ado, let's add her to the call.
Hello.
Hey, Alaina. I'm very excited to have you on this call tonight. Thank you for accepting this invitation. So if you would, just give a quick rundown about who you are to the viewers so they kind of have an idea who you are.
So as he stated, my name is Alaina Brock, and I am a freshman food science major and Cheatham White Scholar at North Carolina A&T State University.
Sounds good. So let me start off and get rolling on these questions that we have for you today. So the first question that I have for you is, being it that it is spring, at this time of the year is college decision making time for high school seniors. They're trying to choose what college are they going to spend the next 4 or 2 or however many years they're going to spend in college to that certain college. So I want you just to give the viewers a little insight on what went into your college making decision. Why did you choose A&T, and what made you choose your major?
So I would say that I was very thorough in my college decision-making process. So I made a list, kind of like a little spreadsheet, and I wrote down everything that was important to me in a college. So they had to have my major, which was food science. I wanted it to be in-state because I am from North Carolina and I didn't want to be too far away from my parents. I wanted it to be an HBCU because I just love the culture and family vibe of an HBCU, and my high school counselor had gone to an HBCU and she had a big influence on that. And I wanted to go to a medium-sized school because I didn't want to feel, like too close-knit, but I wanted it to have enough room for growth. But then again, like not too large that I felt like I was like a little fish in a big pond. So after narrowing down all of my criteria, I just started searching, and it so happens that there are only 2 colleges in North Carolina that actually have food science as a major, and it's A&T and NC State, and only one of those is HBCU. So that's how I ended up at A&T. So yeah. And then as for my major, I chose food science because I was at a summer camp for minority students. It was called, MSCN. I can't exactly remember what the acronym stood for, but it was a minority science camp, and we watched a TED Talks video on the chemistry of cookies, and I was like, this sounds so cool, and people are getting paid for this? Like, I've always been fascinated with cooking. Excuse me. I've been fascinated with cooking and like what goes into recipes, and I was like, wow, I can see myself making a career out of this. So that's how I ended up in food science.
Sounds good. Sounds very good. So that kind of leads me into my second question, where we speak about how important education is and how our academics are first. So I want to go into, how did your academics lead you into some of those opportunities to be able to go to college? Like you said earlier that you were a Cheatham White Scholar, so having those scholarships in place, and you're another honor society organization that you stated earlier. Kind of explain to me how education is important and was able to open those doors.
Wow, I would definitely attribute almost all of the opportunities I've been afforded to my education. And when they say that education is an investment, they really mean it's an investment because it will build on itself like nobody's business. So I would say that getting to this point right now, having the scholarship and being in that Alpha Lambda Delta Society, it's a National Society for First Year Success, I would maybe even go all the way back to middle school when I tried my hardest in math and science, and I ended up with the highest averages in those 2 categories out of my entire graduating class. And so after achieving that, then that helped me get into a good magnet school. I went to Enloe High School in Raleigh, North Carolina. And there they had a program called the IB program, which stands for International Baccalaureate. And so you do a lot of reading, a lot of writing. It encourages you to be like world thinkers. And this is something that I talked about in my Cheatham White interview. And so I really attribute that, like being a part of that program, to one of the reasons why I ended up with the scholarship. So, like, tracing back, doing well in middle school got me, like, in a way, got me a full ride. And then the support and the community that I gained after getting the scholarship helped me do well during my fall semester, made excellent grades, and then that's how I ended up in the Alpha Lambda Delta National Honor Society. So just trying your best, like with every educational opportunity you get, it will inevitably lead to good things. And that's why I would say that education is so very important.
That is amazing. I think that is very important that you stated that, it went all the way back to middle school. Sometimes some students, they wait until high school to try to clean up things. But if we start in middle school, we can kind of see where those doors can open, to a full ride scholarship. That's amazing. So I'm glad that you shared those pieces of knowledge with all of our viewers. And maybe some of those students will be able to take that with them when they're doing their grades. So my next question goes on into something very important and something that we all have to deal with when we're making that transition from high school to college. And I think that's one of the biggest transitions that you'll make in life. It's the social and the mental transition, because like I said, high school is everybody that you knew in middle school, everybody in your county. So, you kind of know each other. With college, it's people from all across America. A&T is the largest HBCU in America, so we see everybody here from New York, Florida, California, from everywhere. So just give the viewers a little insight about how you made that social and that mental transition from high school to college.
Mm-hmm. Starting off, I would say that the most important thing that I kept in mind is to be patient with myself. I expected, I'm going to have a bunch of friends right off the bat. I'm going to be well adjusted. I'm going to, know all my professors. I'm going to be on top of my schedule. Like, it's going to be instantaneous. And I can't speak for everybody, but I can almost promise you that that will not be the case. It's going to take some time to find your niche. And you're going to kind of get out of your shell a little bit. If you're anything like me, I am more of an introvert. And on top of COVID, it just made it that much easier for me to stay in my dorm and just kind of keep to myself. So I really had to actively search out friends. And I know there is sometimes that notion that, we want to wait until other people approach us. Like, sometimes you're going to have to step out and take that leap. Like, hey, I know that you're in one of my classes. I would like to, maybe talk to you sometimes if you'd like to go grab lunch. Or for me personally, I talk to people in my scholarship cohort because, we already kind of have a connection, and I've seen their face and I know their name. So, why not reach out? So I would say, be patient and kind of seize those opportunities to make new friends because, sometimes you're going to have to initiate it. And then as far as the mental transition, just mentally preparing yourself for the semester is very, very important. The way that I kind of, hype myself up and give myself some cushion in terms of time is put everything in my planner. I know a planner is not for everybody, but it helped me immensely. One of the things that you'll probably hear going into college is read the syllabi, because teachers give a lot of them and a lot of information that you will need for the semester is in there. So I took that, put it into my planner at the beginning of the semester, and I was set. And so it really helped me organize my time. So, yeah.
I would 100% agree with you when it comes to, college and being organized because of your time management that comes into play with that transition that we talked about. Because like I said, you have so much freedom where, your parents are not waking up, your parents are not telling you what to do. Your teachers in high school are not telling you, this is due, this is due, this is due. It's kind of on you. So the freedom level, along with the time management, being able to set your schedule, like you said, an agenda or whatever you use to be able to keep up with your stuff, I think is very important for all college students to have with them. I'm a testament to that. You're a testament to that. I think all college students are a testament to that. So I appreciate you sharing that with us today. Another question that I have is a question that I ask all of my interviewees, is because I think it's very important and it's the basis of what my business is built on. Motivation and empowerment is about finding your me through those two words, because to be able to find something or to be able to be in the pursuit of something, I think it takes a certain level of motivation that you need, because there might be things that might hurdle you from getting there. There's a certain level of empowerment that you need, because no one can do this life thing by themselves. Everyone's going to need help. So I think empowerment is big on who you surround yourself with and what you allow to go through all your portals, what you hear, see, and you can feel. So this question is, what continues to motivate you and empower you in your educational career and your personal development?
So I would say that my number one motivator is something I always tell myself is like, how can I make this easier for myself in the future? Because I've always been like really adamant on making sure that I've got me taken care of, and that can go from like making sure that I surround myself with good people, because I know that if I stay with these people, there's a saying like you're most like the 7 people you are around the most. And so I know like I want to surround myself with good people because it's going to make me feel good in the future, and it's going to benefit me right now. So like that's one of the things. And concerning classwork, I don't want to leave stuff to the last minute because I know I'm going to stress my future self out. So yeah, definitely making sure that I'm trying to actively take care of things so that my future self can, I guess, do better and succeed. And then a second motivator for me is, of course, your parents. My parents have always, said, try your best and make sure that you are doing things with enthusiasm, because they will be so much easier to do if you are excited about them. And so I work on rephrasing my thinking. Like instead of, oh, I have to go into work again today, instead I say, oh, I'm excited to learn something new and see my coworkers, they always have such good information. So yeah, like something that also empowers me is just like, how can I reframe my thinking? Or something as simple as, exercising. Oh, I have to go take a walk because, I want to make sure that I'm healthy. Like, no, I'm going to go out and I'm going to enjoy this fresh air. Like, just really reframing your thinking is going to empower you in a lot of aspects of your life because it makes you more excited about them. And so I would say that like part of the key in staying motivated is like having that zest for life, because it'll make everything else so much easier. So that's me. Yeah.
I think that's great. That is amazing how you explain that, and you gave examples about that reframing your mindset and what you say out of your mouth. I think that's important to what you'll be able to do in the future is what you say and what you proclaim over your life. So I'm glad that you shared that with us. Those were all my questions for you today, and I appreciate you again for coming on this podcast and sharing some knowledge with us. Like I said, I thank you for accepting this invitation, and I wish you well in all your endeavors, future and to forward. Well, viewers, I want to say a little quick heads up about some me news that will be coming up soon is that we do have an HBCU scholarship that is on the way. Well, it's actually open right now, actually. And the deadline for that is May 28th. All the information that you need is down at my website and it's at the ticker below, www.findourme.com. Like I said, all HBCU students, make sure you apply. Like I said, my scholarship is on my website and all my information is on the ticker below. Like I said, remember, have a me day, stay motivated, stay empowered. Peace.